just going to go on like a day camping trip out into the woods. So I will not be streaming on Sunday either. So Saturday, Sunday streams are canceled, which is why I'm also very excited to stream tonight because it's going to be the last time I'm going to stream till next Monday. Now, a few announcements which are exciting, and I'm going to tell you guys about them. So the very first announcement I have is, well, it's not really an announcement, but it's more just something I want to let everyone know. This podcast, my weekly streams, this is mostly going to be, on this channel essentially, this is mostly going to be comprised of a few things. It's going to comprise of kind of daily paint streams where I kind of shoot the shit with you guys, hang out, paint, just kind of do the fun stuff. Um, we have Thursdays, every Thursday, the Best Overall Show with me and David Koska co-hosting, and that's obviously like a bit of a variety show. We cover a lot of different topics. Um, and I also, but if you guys are looking for more competitive content, if you guys want to hear me talk about more competitive stuff, I do record on a podcast called the Exterminatus Podcast with Ray and Eric. They're based out of Arizona. And if you're interested in hearing kind of super competitive, very competitive focused podcast, definitely check out our podcast. We record every Sunday night. I think the episodes come out on Mondays, and you can subscribe to that on any of your podcast apps. So make sure to check that out. We go through the ITC, we go through specific events. It's very like list heavy and like tactics heavy, whereas this is gonna be more of like I guess a variety show and Jim hanging out with you guys kind of style cast. Um, that's the first announcement. So make sure to check me out on the Exterminators podcast. They're giving me a pretty hard time for not talking about it enough, but it is another podcast that I do. So if you subscribe, please check it out. Second cool announcement. Um, yeah, man. Thanks, man. So second cool announcement. Well, it's not really an announcement, but just a recap. So last night on the Best Overall Shows, episode 3, we had John Weiermuller on. He is the head judge of the LVO and kind of a very known member of the community. It's a really great episode. We really got into it with him on like judging and kind of like how he got into judging and also just like a lot of like very kind of sticky topics when it comes around like how we as a community should be dealing with various things, right? Whether it's like cheaters or fixing results, all those kinds of things. So it's a really good episode. I would highly recommend checking it out. And that we film that every Thursday. Next week on that show we have Bobby Clark. Bobby Clark is a guy that I really look up to. He's a Golden Demon winner, commission painter, and he's based out of the UK. So next week's show will actually be not at 6 p.m. I believe we're going to be recording at like 2 p.m. PST. So make sure to check that. I'll triple check the time and confirm that. And I will be updating the time on the Twitch schedule and making sure that I make sure it's announced exactly what time it is. But because Bobby is in the UK, we're going to be recording a little bit earlier, and I still want to do it live, right? So I didn't want to do something pre-recorded. So he's going to be our guest next week, and I'm very excited to talk to him. And what we're going to really talk about is, commission painting. I think there's a lot of like, I guess, mystique around commission painting, like how people got into it. I want to really find out like what keeps him motivated. So lots of really interesting things to talk about next week when we talk to Bobby. And then the third announcement I have, I think that's the second or third announcement. The third announcement I have, and this is kind of the big one, next Tuesday, I'll be launching a new show. So right now we have the Hobby Time chats, and that's with me. That's weekly. That's very kind of loose, casual. I don't do much planning for these shows. It's just me hanging out, painting with you guys. Thursdays is going to be the Best Overall Show. That's with me and David Koska. And that, again, is a bit of a variety show. We cover lots of different topics, and obviously from painting to lore to everything like that. And it's more of a group discussion. We're going to have lots of guests on. And then next week, Tuesday, and we're launching. Well, I say we as if there's more than one person here. It's just me. Next week, I'll be launching a new show called The Politics of Plastic. And The Politics of Plastic is going to be basically a one-on-one show where every week we're going to pick one really deep topic and we're going to deep dive into that topic and have a really kind of like rigorous debate on one topic that is, I don't want to say controversial, but something that is maybe not talked about enough in the community, something that people generally don't discuss, something that's not competitive. So for next week's episode, and it'll be me with one guest. So every week I'm going to bring on a guest, someone that I think is going to be able to talk about that subject matter. Um, and so I'm really excited for that show because we're going to be able to kind of have a long form discussion on singular topics. And that's something that I'm very excited about. So next week, just to announce, and this is you guys are hearing world exclusive on the channel, I have Lou Rollins on. Lou Rollins is one of the top hobby track players. I believe he lives in California. He's a huge hobbyist, consummate painter, great guy, honestly, super awesome guy. And what we're going to be discussing next week on Tuesday at 6 p.m. is the topic is whether Pro Painted Armies should be eligible for Best Painted Awards or any awards for that matter. So that's going to be a really good discussion between two hobbyists, having kind of really getting into the weeds on that and talking about like the ethics of it, the morality of it, and what we think. And so that's going to be a weekly show, and I have a big list of topics that I want to start deep diving into. So that's going to be every Tuesday at 6 p.m. moving forward. So two weekly shows, and then obviously the regular paint streams on this channel. So if you guys are enjoying the content, which I hope you do, please make sure to like and subscribe on both YouTube, Facebook, Patreon. I don't actually have Patreon, and I never will. My OnlyFans? No, I don't have OnlyFans either. Facebook and on YouTube and Twitch, which is what we're on right now. And then just make sure to share the podcast, let people know if you guys are enjoying it. If you have any comments or any ways that I can improve the podcast, it's not a podcast, but actually it is, because fourth surprise announcement is that I'm going to be ripping audio from the Best Overall Show and Politics of Plastic and distributing them in podcast form. So I'm just getting it all set up still. I already have the first two episodes of the Best Overall Show ready to go, but I just got to get some like cover art, label art and stuff like that. So stay tuned for when that link to the RSS feed goes live, but you'll be able to get it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc., etc. So wherever you normally get podcasts. And so you'll be able to listen to the show, just the audio versions, if you can't make it to the live stream or don't want to watch it on YouTube. So stay tuned, looking for that as well. And we're going to be doing that for the Politics of Plastic and for the Best Overall Show. But this stream, this kind of daily hobby stream, because it's a little bit more raw. I'm not going to be doing a podcast for this. Whew. All right, that's everything. So that's all the announcements.